What is going on? My name is Andrew and welcome to this video on the target finder needs a nerf. Now, this video is directed at David Vahndahaar and Treyarch, and if any of them are watching this, thank you for your time. And if you have been linked to this video from another source, please be respectful and be respectful of those guys. And if you make a stupid comment, I will be deleting it. So why the purpose of this video? Well, the gameplay that you're watching is from a live stream that I conducted called The Long and Painful Road to Diamond LMGs, and I ended up using all the attachments on the LMGs. So here's a couple games of Target Finder LMG gameplay. Now, a problem that I've been running into is I've been running into full lobbies with people having Target Finder, whether it be 6v6, 9v9, or particularly hardcore. Everybody's using target finders in hardcore, and it is an issue, partly because Treyarch's main goal when making Black Ops 2 was to have a shift towards competitiveness and competitive gaming, and I believe that the target finder is counterproductive to that and is anti-competitive and is in the same league as death streaks. And one big thing that I've been running into is I run into guys who, they're boasting about having a 2.5 KD, 3 KD, and then when you play them, they only use the target finder. And I did a video earlier about does KD matter, and in that video I talked about protecting an artificial KD, and I think that a lot of people who are using the target finder, they're doing themselves a disservice because it is artificially giving them better statistics, and for noobs it's harming them in future games and other companies' games because they're not learning how to distinguish between friend and foe and how to aim properly, and the target finder is essentially holding their hand throughout the whole process. So besides just gameplay, I did some testing, and I'm going to talk about the myths and misconceptions about target finder and all that, but that is coming up in just a few moments as I pre-recorded that. So I'll see you after that is concluded in a little bit. A lot of people say that the target finder's relationship with the cold-blooded is the same as MW3's marksman's relationship with assassin. I'm here to tell you that it is not true. Either they haven't played MW3 or they haven't played it recently to remember what marksman did. Now, what marksman did is it enabled you to visually see an enemy at a greater distance than normal, or if your view is obstructed, you could still see the red name. Now, assassin completely counted that out, and you would see nothing, and the user would have to use in-game skill to recognize that someone is an enemy combatant. Whereas with target finder and cold-blooded, the crosshairs still light up red even if someone is using cold-blooded. So what needs to happen with the target finder is it needs to be made more in line with the AGR and doorband. The AGR is someone is not wearing cold-blooded, a red diamond rub hair over the body, and if they are wearing cold-blooded, they'll be completely black. And with doorband, they'll be either orange without cold-blooded or black with cold-blooded. So to make the target finder should more competitive, it should be brought in line with at least the AGR and doorband. Now, another problem with the target finder is that when ADS'd, you could stay ADS the entire game. If you wanted to sit in a corner and ADS for 10 minutes during an entire match, your aim will be perfect. If someone walks across you at the 9th minute, you can still open fire and kill them because the target finder doesn't have a negative aspect to being ADS or a negative aspect to its recoil pattern. So I think what needs to happen is that the target finder needs to have increased recoil just by using it, and also increased recoil while shooting to bring it more in line and competitive with the other attachments in the game. Now, I hear a lot of people also say, well, just use smoke to counter a target finder user. Well, that only works if you yourself are wearing two things: one, scavenger, and two, either a MMS or a dual band to see through the smoke. Otherwise, you're just screwing yourself over and your teammates over by not being able to see through the smoke. And that really only works in an objective gameplay where you can put it over an objective like domination or demolition to shelter your teammate while capping or planting a bomb. Now, I think that because Treyarch went with the Pick 10 system to make post-game adjustments, I think that the target finder is both an overused and anti-competitive attachment, and I think that that should qualify for Treyarch to make some tweaks to the attachment and bring it more in line with the other attachments. So thanks, Treyarch, if you watch this and you decide to make some adjustments. And yeah, because I think that nerfing the target finder will make the game a lot better and more competitive overall. Alright, so as you can see, the target finder is very noobish. It is very anti-competitive. It aids the user in their aim. Don't have to aim. It makes you very lazy as an aimer because you can get headshots with ease with the target finder. And if we're talking about the target finder being in the game to help noobs not get stomped on by good players, well, you're doing them a disservice by having the target finder, because in the next game, is the target finder going to be in there for them? In whatever the next Infinity Ward game is, or whatever the next Treyarch game is, most likely not. And so what you're doing is you're setting them up for future failure. You're not helping them get better as a gamer, helping them to aim better, recognize enemy troops better. And so I think the target finder needs to be nerfed in essence to help those people in the future, and then also in this game. And then for good players who are abusing the target finder, it's going to help those bad players not run up against a bunch of good players using the target finder because they're either too lazy or trying to protect an artificial statistic. And so it'll bring people more in line with how their true skill is, and not artificially protecting the statistics or artificially stomping on other people. And then also in hardcore, with the only good thing about the target finder I could say is hardcore, and that is that it should reduce the amount of team killing because it's going to tell you who's friend or foe. Unfortunately, I still get team killed a lot when I play hardcore, so I don't know if people are just trolling me or what, but yeah. So, what are your opinions of the target finder? Do you think it needs a nerf? Do you think that I'm just being a little too sensitive about running into full lobbies against target finders? Or has this happened to you? Do you think that the target finder should be nerfed, and you think Treyarch should dedicate some time into nerfing the target finder? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching if you made it all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this content and or my other content and would like to see future content, please hit that subscribe button, and let me know what you think in the comments below. You could also interact with me over at Twitter at ConsoleHD. It really helps me to interact with people. I'm doing a giveaway when I hit 1K subs, so make sure you stay tuned for that if you enjoy this content. And yeah, I can't say enough about my disdain for the target finder, but I can't tell you how much I love and miss Specialists and the Moab. So thanks for watching, and as always, see you next time.